welcome to Salon Noah TV. I am Fani, owner here at Salon Noah.
And I am Nicole J here, manager here at Salon Noah. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, we are so excited today. This is our King Crush series. Yes!
It's a new one, y'all.
Yes.
It's a new one.
It's new one.
It's
So
new.
we have our king here, King Quincy Carr, comedian.
Hi. Hello.
Introduce yourself to our audience, Quincy.
Well, my name is Quincy Carr, and I'm known as the Quality Comedy King. I don't think this series was based on that, but if it is, thank you for that. But no, my brand is Quality Comedy. It's basically the same comedy that you could hear everywhere else. We just take the profanity out.
Okay.
So it's not church. It's quality. Like everybody can enjoy it. So
Okay.
been doing that for a while. I've been a comic for 18 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And God is good. I guess we should say that first, right?
No,
Yes.
that's
Great.
Yes, he is.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna ask you a few questions. You mind?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, because
You don't mind.
why am I here? If we're not gonna hear? You kidding me?
Some people have limits.
setting
and
me up
whatnot.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, ask away.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So I'll start off.
Okay.
All right. So tell me about something that makes you laugh. You're a comedian,
Mhm.
but what makes a comedian laugh? What makes you laugh?
Yes.
Life.
Like,
Wow.
Life.
You
Comedy.
never lied about that.
Comedy is.
Yes, life.
Comedy is tragedy turned funny. Like
Yes.
if you can't turn like a negative into a positive, then you're probably growing older faster than you think you are.
Oh, wow.
So
That's deep, Jim.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
because I'm
that's
50,
true.
I'm 52 years old.
Wow.
Just
What?
thought I'd shake things up. I'm only 40.
Give me the recipe right now.
No,
About to
So I
find
can
out
all
what you
these
eat
hard
and what you
young
drink.
boys.
Exactly.
no, it's simply like just laugh. I mean, we all know black don't really crack anyway.
Yes.
So, you know, if you add laughter on top of that and get off of social media arguing with people that you'll
Yeah.
never meet, you know, in your life, you'll extend your life a little bit longer. That's what I found.
I believe
Yeah.
that.
So
Yes.
just negative turn into a positive. That's how I live my life every day.
Now, when you think about comedy as a child, were you always funny? Like, did you just start being funny? You know how sometimes people always say, like, oh my God, you're so funny, you should be a comedian. Did you hear that as a child?
Actually, I didn't, because I
okay.
didn't. I mean, I was always like making my mom laugh and
Yeah.
you know and everything, but she never said, you know, you need to do comedy. She was always like, you need to stop making people laugh and focus on school.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because I barely graduated, so
Yeah.
like a lot of that played into that. But ironically, I used to watch and sneak and look at like the Def Jams and
Yeah.
the comic views back in the day,
Yeah.
and never even considered being a
Wow.
being a comedian.
Nice.
Like as a matter of fact, because I'm a barber, I'm a licensed barber, so I always knew I'd be a barber.
Wow.
But
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm off the clock.
You want to give us an it? Like,
no,
just line me up?
I'm off the clock.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
back to comedy. That wasn't a joke.
You see how
That
black
wasn't a
people?
joke.
That was, yeah, the same way I feel. That was not a joke. See how black people do it? As soon as they see you, oh,
As soon as you say something about opportunity,
right.
can I?
no, I'm off.
All right. Get my hair cut tomorrow. Then.
The fact, right?
Yeah.
Wait, barbershop.
Good luck.
They close on Monday? Okay, we'll wait till Tuesday.
They closed. I'm gonna be closed on Tuesday too. That's none of my business.
Don't call me.
So, is comedy a way for you to deal with your stress?
Absolutely. I mean, when you see comedians in general, I would say about 99% of us have issues, psychological issues. That's the
Wow.
only reason why we could go on stage and talk about so many different things to make people laugh.
Wow.
A lot of it is personal tragedies and stories that, you know, it just helps. It's really therapy for us. So if you listen to a lot of comics, you'll see them talking about their kids, you'll see them talking about themselves, and it's just therapy, because where else can you talk about problems and flaws and people make you feel better by laughing at that?
Yeah.
And that's what comics get off of it.
True, I can definitely see that, because in retrospect, people will use things against you to hurt you.
Mhm.
So if you use your own downfalls against yourself, you
Yeah.
can only Bring out something positive.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Turn a
yes.
negative to a positive.
Absolutely.
I've been talking about my whole life, so like I have thick skin. Like I've never been in a fight with anybody, a physical fight with anybody that wasn't a family member.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I mean, I fought some family members, but never just a regular person because like somehow either they just said, you know what, man, you way too silly for me to try to fight
That's
you.
so crazy.
So yeah, I just looked at it like that. Just have fun.
Crazy, because that was my next question.
What? If I
Have
ever
you
had a
ever
fight?
used comedy to get out of trouble?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know I was doing it, but now it's just a part of me. So when people see me, they immediately think, "Oh, you're a comedian, so you always gonna try to be funny." And I'm really more business than I am funny, because for me, it's business before comedy.
Okay.
Because I don't want anybody to take me for a joke. No pun intended on that. But I don't want anybody to be, oh, like he always being funny, you know. But no, like I run a business, so I want people to take me seriously. But at the time, I mean, you know, like if I need to, you know, I can lighten the mood, and that's why I say it's tragedy turned funny. That's what comedy is.
Now my question is, what about your first show? Like the first show that you did. Well, where was that at? Were you nervous? Like when somebody has you come on stage and they say comedian, blah blah blah. Like the first time you had that, like was that nervous? How was that?
Well, it was. I guess it's kind of twofold. Yeah. The very first time I stepped on stage was at this place called the Thoroughgood Inn, and it was over off a short drive. It's since been gone, but you know, that was like a workshop type of night, a workshop feel, but I had to attend 3 straight weeks before I got an opportunity to get on stage and do 3 minutes. Because they wanted to make sure that you were dedicated, that you weren't just saying that you wanted to do something and you didn't understand it. So that first time I remember my fingers tingling.
Wow.
Like it was like pins and needles. And it was only 3 minutes. I can't remember all the jokes, but I know I talked about my first job at Wendy's. And I talked about parents that, because at the time I was working in corporate America, so I talked about parents that always want you to see their ugly children's pictures. And I had a piece of paper in my hand.
Shoes on that baby.
Right. Well, you know, because I always notice like coworkers will always sit their baby's pictures right on their desk, and they think that you should be just as excited as they are showing it to you. And be like, I don't care about Billy. Like, it has nothing to do with me. Please put Billy away. So, like, I talked about that. Go on and put Billy up.
Billy's a dog. Put Billy away.
Yeah, go and put Billy away. So, but yeah, those were the things that I remember. But my very first professional performance, I was actually going to go watch a buddy of mine because he was hosting, and I didn't know he had not showed up. So this is how crazy, I guess, God works, and just the situation. I got dressed up because I was going to go out to a club afterwards anyway, but I just wanted to see my boy perform, and I show up to the comedy club. He's not there. The managers are looking out the window, and they see me come in and say, "Hey, is Melvin with you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm coming to see him." He said, "Well, he's not here. Can you do 10 minutes?" And I'm like, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity.
Yeah.
So I got on stage and I did my thing, and that was really the beginning of everything that I did.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, just be ready for the moment. That's all.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Definitely. Who's your favorite comedian?
Me.
Okay.
Okay.
I was really, no, for real. I was hoping that was going to be your answer.
No.
But some people have some people who inspire them, so.
Right. Now, inspire, like on my Mount Rushmore of comics, I got 4. There's Kevin Hart for his business ability to just promote and do it with excellence.
Yeah, I agree.
Ellen DeGeneres, I just love her personality as a person and how she's so relatable. Because if that's one thing, if you can't relate to all types of people, and one thing I know a lot of black comics will do is just stick in our own lane. And sometimes we'll be frustrated sticking in our own lane because we don't like to support each other.
Yeah.
But if you can't relate to everybody, then you'll always be in that one lane.
Wow.
So I get a lot from her. Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
The fact that he's able to entertain everybody and not just one genre of people, and the fact that really his career was gone, and then he came back like he was never gone. So like that says a lot about the person, period, and what people want. And then lastly, I think it was well, no, it still is Bill Cosby.
Okay.
Just for the fact that he was able to hold an audience's attention even by sitting down the entire time. Most comics got to move and have all this energy. He can hold your attention telling a story, and within that story you're laughing.
Yeah.
You don't just wait for a punchline. So I believe I embody all of those, into what I do. So.
Yeah. So can you tell our audience out there, what do you have next? What's coming up for you?
Well, audience out there,
Yeah.
okay, so whenever this airs, it's the 26th of April. It's my show that I do at the, I was about to say at the Funny Bone. I don't do it at the Funny Bone anymore. I do my shows at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
So if you've never been, it's a great experience. I bring in national headliners, and I give local comics an opportunity to showcase their skills. And the best part is they normally curse. So they have 5 minutes to do their same set without cursing. That's what the quality comedy series is about.
Okay.
And so everybody can see that the jokes are still funny without the profanity.
Okay.
And and the crowd gets a chance to do a silent vote.
Okay.
So if the showcase comic is good, the audience will just write their number, whatever, then they'll get picked and they can come back. So that's what I do monthly at Dave & Buster's. And then last week I found out that I just got booked for the next season of Laugh Tracks that airs on True TV. So I know I'm the first comic in this area to be on True TV. Yeah. So I'm super excited. And if you don't know Laugh Tracks, folks, just watch it. It comes on. I think season 1 is still running reruns now, but it basically take comedians' funny stories and they reenact them with actors while the comic is telling the jokes on stage.
Oh, wow.
And so it makes it even funnier just watching it being reenacted. I mean, it's a really fun show, and they actually picked 2 of my comedy bits. Usually they just pick 1.
Wow.
So I go to Chicago next month, we film it, and then it airs sometime this year. So I'm excited. My first performance TV credit after 18 years. So don't give up.
Don't
people.
give up.
Don't
Yeah.
quit. People
Yeah.
want you to stop. Don't quit. Just keep going, because consistency is what people are looking at.
Definitely.
Yes. Now we said King Crush, didn't we?
Listen.
What is that crown, baby? I'm telling you.
I'm supposed to get a crown?
Well, what happens is
You
it's
don't put a
made
crown?
out of paper and bobby pins.
Yeah, I know Burger King is right around the corner. They
Right.
sell the little
They
Burger
got
King
paper
thing.
and bobby
Yeah, we
pins.
should have.
Okay.
We'll do better for the next one. Okay.
I appreciate
We'll
it.
get you. We got you.
Really?
You can get some treatments or something.
Yes. No, let the audience know where they can find you on social media, like your Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, it's Quincy Carr with 2 R's, and there's no E after the C. Some people spell it Quincey. No, it's Quincy. Or it's at Quality Comedy King. So just look for those 2, Quincy Carr or Quality Comedy King, on just about everything except for ChristianMania.com. You can't find me.
Not that one. Everything but that.
You won't find them there.
No.
You won't.
No, but Instagram, I'm about to say iTunes. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, what's the one with the young kids? Snapchat, yeah, I do all those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, definitely. Well, we want to thank you for joining us.
Well,
We
thank y'all.
definitely appreciate you being here with us.
Yes.
Definitely make sure that you guys link with Quincy so that you can find out what the things that he has coming up. Definitely become part of his email list. You have an email list?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Definitely become part of his email list so that you know first dibs.
Mhm.
Just like if you press the ringer on this button on this video, you'll get first dibs. Or when we release something new, definitely make sure that you connect with him. I want to thank you guys for being here with us. I am Nicole J, manager of Salon Noah, and
I am Fonnie, owner of Salon Noah. Thank you guys for tuning in.
all right, see you guys.
Bye.
Peace.